self-control, and respect for others. Families are where values are transmitted, emotional resilience is developed and healthy relationships are modeled. When families are strong, communities become stronger. When communities are stronger, societies become safer. This understanding has guided Women's Federation's work for more than 3 decades in communities around the world. In Japan, we have recently launched a Family Strengthening Program, a practical initiative designed to improve communication within families, strengthen parent-child relationships, and create safer and more supportive home environments. The program is inspired by more than 34 years of Women's Federation's experience working with families and communities, as well as international evidence-based approaches, including the UNODC Strong Families Framework. Participants learn practical skills such as active listening, emotional regulation, constructive communication, conflict resolution, and family dialogue. Rather than simply providing information, the program focuses on building daily habits that strengthen relationship and foster trust. Our goal is not only to improve family well-being, our goal is prevention. Prevention of violence, prevention of family breakdown, prevention of social isolation, and ultimately prevention of crime. When children feel heard, respected, supported, and connected to caring adults, they are far less likely to seek belonging in destructive environments. So we have observed similar outcomes through our international projects. In Jordan, Women's Federation has supported youth development initiatives in vulnerable communities affected by economic hardships and displacement. Through value-based education, leadership development, monitoring, and community engagement, young people gain the skills and confidence necessary to navigate difficult circumstances. These programs strengthen self-esteem, communication skills, emotional regulation, and a sense of purpose, all factors associated with reducing risk and increasing resilience. So what these experiences teach us is that prevention is not merely a policy objective. Prevention is relational. So it is built through positive relationships between parents and children, teachers and students, mentors and youth, neighbors and communities. This is why the multisectoral approach highlighted in today's event is so important. Government cannot do this alone. Civil society cannot do this alone. School, families cannot do this alone. We need partnership that connect all sectors of society around the common goal, creating environments where children and young people can develop safely, realize their potential, and contribute positively to society. I would also like to recognize the critical role of women in this process. Across cultures and communities, women often serve as caregivers, educators, mentors, and community builders. They are frequently the first to recognize signs of distress in a child and the first to intervene when support is needed. By empowering women and strengthening families, we strengthen the social fabric that protects young people from harm. As we begin today's discussion, I encourage us to think beyond traditional approaches to crime prevention. Let us focus not only on responding to problems, but on creating the conditions that prevent those problems from arising in the first place. If we are serious about reducing crime, we must invest in families. If we are serious about protecting youth, we must strengthen communities. If we are serious about building peaceful societies, we must work together across sectors and generations. A well-known saying reminds us that it takes a village to raise a child. Today, I would add, it takes a village to prevent crime. So let us work together to build a village, one that offers to every child protection, opportunity, belonging, and hope. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Moriko, that you could be with us live and for your beautiful introduction words. Thank you. And without further ado, we're going to go to a next welcoming remark. It's from Attorney Daryl, Generyn MIGANO, and she is here as a representative of the permanent mission of the Philippines. She has a very impressive CV that you can read here, but we are especially very grateful and happy that you're here with your support. So the floor is yours.
Thank you. To our distinguished speakers, excellencies, colleagues, and friends, good morning. I extend my warm congratulations to the WFWP for organizing this timely discussion focusing on children who are among the most vulnerable members of the society. Thank you for extending the invitation to the Philippine mission to be part of this important event. Today, we meet as colleagues, leaders, and advocates. We also meet as neighbors and as one great village with a common duty to raise, to care, and to protect our children. A reading of the theme of today's side event leads us to a very powerful reminder that when it comes to building an environment that is safe for our children, no single family, no single institution, no single sector can do it on its own. For the Philippines, the protection of children and youth is a major advocacy of our government. In fact, the Philippines once again highlighted this advocacy during this week's CCPCJ session, in which my ambassador highlighted our government's works in advancing the welfare of our children and youth, especially on the digital environment, the internet. She also highlighted what the Philippines has been doing to intensify its efforts to combat online sexual abuse or exploitation of children and child sexual abuse or exploitation materials, or OSAIC and CSAM, noting the tremendous detrimental impact of OSAIC and CSAM on children's safety, well-being, and development. As we listen to our distinguished speakers today, I hope that together we can reaffirm our commitment to provide a setting in which every child feels safe, valued, heard, and empowered to become the best they can be. It takes a partnership of parents, schools, governments, NGOs, civil society, as well as the private sector, a multi-sectoral approach. Many can be taken into considerations when raising a child. We all have a part to play, and until all the pieces fit just like in a jigsaw puzzle, we will not have a strong base and building blocks of prevention and protection. Let us be inspired by today's discussion to have a common understanding in creating a safe space and to pledge to a future where no child is left behind, where every child has the opportunity to thrive and reach their full potential. Thank you, and I wish everyone a productive discussion.
Thank you, Ms. MIGANO, and thank you for your support always of your mission of the Philippines. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce our first panel speaker of this morning. It is still morning, and that is Dr. Maria-Gabriela TOMASINI. She's a medical doctor, an anesthesiologist, and originally from Venezuela, but currently based in Vienna. She's most interested and focused on brain development, how education is influencing the human brain, and lays the ground for the lifestyle one pursues as a young person into adulthood. So she developed curricula on various topics, among others, smart family, why get married, the power of brain chemistry for love, sex, and happiness. And she has been active in many more projects. And today she will be illustrating or explaining a bit about brain development in children and youth. So, Dr. Tomasini, we're so grateful that you're here, and the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. I'm very grateful too. Hello, everybody, excellencies, all of our colleagues and our friends, always working together. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here and for the introduction. Well, yes, I'm going to be a little bit in a rush because there is a lot of information. I don't want to overwhelm you. So if you want to, please take pictures, and then you can maybe analyze when you go back home and see that. If you want to take a better look at this, we can pass these around if you want to. And this is a chart that I think should be, and I recommend it should be in every legislation chamber. Why? Because it explains how the brain develops, how the human brain develops, because it's totally different, a human brain, than any other kind of brain, okay? So this is a work that was done by Dr. J.G. This is courtesy from him and for all humankind, actually. And the important thing here is that we're going to see every one of those brains represent 5 years of development, right? Starting from 0 and then 2 until 25 years old. So as you can see, it's very, very different. What you can see is the more violet it turns, is the more activated it is. So you can see that in certain areas, like in the middle one, you are 15 years old and people are talking and ask about consensual things, right? So neurons for consent is not active yet. They cannot make sound decisions. They cannot make decisions that will take into account consequences yet, right? So, and as you can see, the red part is the part of, here you can see this part here is like around very